Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader here for Mr. Topstep with your Tuesday morning pre-market webcast. Well, let's briefly talk about yesterday. Look, it's never going to be a good day for the bulls when the top tick of the day is made during the regular trading hours at 9:30 and 1 second. And that's exactly what happened. And it was all, stair-stepping down from there. We made a low at 1180.25, and we came off that a little bit. And we tried to build on that a little bit into the evening session. Our overnight high is 11.99, but we've come off that substantially since about 7 o'clock. And right now we're currently trading 11.88. We just had GDP come out about 2 minutes ago. I wanted to wait for that to come out before I did the webcast because I think that'll affect today's trade. We made a low 11.8625. GDP was 2% versus an estimate of 2.5%. So, it's not good. It's just not good. And the expectations that things are going to somehow organically get better in this environment after we've thrown so much money at it is starting to become not a really reasonable way of looking at things. We're in a very long-term slowdown. And whether you want to call it a recession or a depression or whatever, it is certainly a slowdown, and it certainly has to be dealt with. And as I said yesterday, we're decidedly below the 200-day exponential moving average. The bearish wedge was just that. It was bearish. And so, yes, we're going to rally, and those rallies must be sold. They've got to be sold. Europe, not much has changed. We've got Spanish yields this morning. They were, last time I checked, they were at about 6.6%. Italian yields at 6.67%. So streaking towards 7%. So Berlusconi, is in, then he's out, and it does nothing for the yield. I mentioned this last week. The underlying debt is still horrible. The balance sheets on the banks are still horrible. So you take these rallies on the next meeting that they're going to have, or this, that, or the other, and you use them to sell and get short, and then wait for the next rally. Trade what you see. Trade these ranges in and out. Don't get married to any long positions right now. So we've got good short-term support at yesterday's low. The 1180 to 1182 area. We've got pretty strong resistance up at 1198 to 1200. So there's your range that we're kind of playing in right now, about a 20 handle range. As long as those borders hold, we can trade these ranges. If they break below or above those ranges, I think you'll see either sellers come in below yesterday's low, and I think you'll see some buyers come in around 1200. But as you'll see when I do the support and resistance levels, there's a ton of resistance from 1204 up through 1208 and onward up to 1213. Ton of wood to chop up there. So, and what else? Egypt is a disaster, and the super committee failed. So, not a lot of good news this morning. So, let's take it from there. Support and resistance. Current trade is 1187.25. I'll do the downside first, which is 1185, then 1183. 1176, 1173, 1163 half, and then 1157. On the upside, 1190, daily pivot 1193.42, 1198.75, and then you've got 3-day pivot and multi-fib levels from 1204.33 up to 1206, and then you've got another one coming in at 1208 half. 1213 is an interesting level for me because that would be the gap fill from Friday. So if we get some good news and we really get a good rally going and it starts to streak up towards that gap, watch how it acts with 1213. And that doesn't just apply today. That applies tomorrow or whenever we get back up there. Watch how it reacts to that gap. Beyond that, we've got 1215, 1218.25, 1222. That'll get you through today. So Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader here for Mr. Topstep. Have a great day. Trade them well. I'll see everybody in the morning. Have a good one.